like to bring up Miss Sarah Crowley. She's the VP of Marketing and Communications for Seafood Nutrition Partnership, and will share lessons learned on our campaign that we're rolling out called Fall in Love with Seafood, because it sounds like we all need to help consumers fall in love with seafood.
Hi, y'all. What a great day. And everyone in this room knows the importance of eating seafood. We heard wonderful information today about research underscoring not only for all adults, but especially for pregnant women and for infants, how important it is. But how do we get the message through to consumers? How do we get them to eat more seafood? And so that was the challenge we had in developing this national seafood promotion campaign called Fall in Love with Seafood. And so I'm going to give you a little update on the campaign, where it's going, how it's done so far. It was exactly a year ago today where I presented this campaign and we had not yet launched it. So we really didn't know what was going to happen once we started partnering with our suppliers and our retailers. Could we move the needle and actually get people to eat more seafood? Spoiler, we can. Which one do I hit? Do I hit the green button? Oh, there we go. Okay, great. So many industries, as you guys know, have commodity boards, and those boards are often funded by a checkoff program. So there is a large bucket of money that's available to promote that given commodity. So whether it's the pork board or avocados from Mexico, beef what's for dinner, National Potato Council, and of course everyone knows Got Milk. So they have a lot of money to put behind these campaigns. And if you look just in the protein space, whether it's the Beef Council or the Pork Council, or even Purdue Farms, they spend $100 million a year in marketing. The Pork Council, the Beef Council are spending between $20 and $40 million a year. We do not have that kind of organization in the seafood industry. We have the Seafood Nutrition Partnership. Our goal is to unify the industry to promote seafood overall, and in the end, improve the health and happiness of Americans. And so Seafood Nutrition Partnership is funded through voluntary donations and grants, and we've had wonderful support from the industry and from our retail partners. And we launched this new campaign, as I said, last October. Our first major effort was with HEB in January of 2024, and Jason Driscoll is here. Thank you, Jason. He was an amazing partner, and I'll show you a little bit about some of the things we did there and also what the results were. So again, our goal is ongoing awareness and education. We're also trying to drive ongoing awareness and education with federal policymakers on the public health benefits of seafood consumption. Now, we are targeting people who are currently eating seafood. They're our sweet spot and our biggest opportunity to drive sales. So if you take an occasional seafood consumer, and that's someone who's eating seafood about once a month, less than twice a week for sure, and we compel them to eat one more seafood meal a week, that would increase seafood sales overall in the United States by 10%, which would equate to incremental sales of $1.6 billion. So there's a huge opportunity focusing current seafood consumers and really focusing in on those occasional consumers. So that's who we're going after with this campaign. So the goal is to increase awareness and seafood purchase consideration. We want to drive consumption in the target markets where we're launching this campaign. And we also want to test the creative in media. What's working? What are consumers responding to? And make sure we're learning and constantly optimizing our messaging and our campaign. And for the seafood industry, we really want to be a catalyst to enable the industry to work together to drive consumption. You know the adage, a rising tide lifts all boats. How do we work together and have a campaign that not only unifies us, but drives sales and returns a positive ROI? So we really want to get consumers eating more seafood, and we want to get the seafood industry excited about this campaign and the ability it has to increase seafood consumption. We've had some great support so far. great partners and campaigns. From the retail side, we have HEB again, our first partner, Publix, Weiss, Harris Teeter, and Hy-Vee. And we're talking with many retailers now about 2025 and expanding and growing this campaign nationwide. And the great news is that the suppliers that have supported this campaign span every category: fresh, frozen, shelf-stable, ready meals, multiple species, own brand, and national brands. And so you can see examples here of the suppliers that have supported the campaigns to date. And we really appreciate the support. And we've had several suppliers support multiple campaigns. So we're feeling very good about the support and what we've been able to deliver with these campaigns. All right, so fall in love with seafood. When you talk to consumers about seafood, and this, again, we're talking about current seafood consumers, and you ask them what compels them to eat seafood or how can we get them to eat more seafood, the bottom line is taste. It has to be delicious. It has to be something that they crave, that they want to eat themselves and they want to share with their families. We did a lot of research, both focus groups and online surveys with current seafood consumers, and nutrition was number 2, and a number of other factors followed after that, but far and away, it has to be something delicious. And so we knew we had to key in on that yummy factor when we developed this campaign. So the Fall in Love with Seafood campaign was tested with consumers with 2 other campaigns. 3 total campaigns were tested, and for the Fall in Love with Seafood campaign, 77% of the consumers that we talked to said it made them want to eat more seafood. We were like, yes, we're on to something. And the goal here was to have these bright, beautiful visuals of seafood. People would look at this, they would want seafood. If they were on their phone looking at social media or on a website, that imagery would stop them to say, oh, that looks so good. And then a kind of cheeky, sassy headline, like, let's role play, to get them to remember and smile and hopefully click through. And in all cases, we're clicking through to our retail partners' website and their seafood offering. So whether it's Let's Role Play, Reignite an Old Flame, we've got Fins with Benefits, and hot stuff coming through, this campaign so far has been doing really well. And I'll share some of the statistics in a second. I'll show a couple of executions that have motion and video. So that's just a quick clip showing how we customize for our retail partners. And in this case, if someone clicked on that ad, it would go right through to the HEB landing page that says Fall in Love with Seafood, and it has all the products for the suppliers that supported the campaign. That sexual feeling. But we know, and we joke at SNP, that we know an execution is going to be a winner when it makes Linda blush. And this one made her blush and maybe even cringe. But I will say that so far, this execution has gotten the most engagement. It made people stop, it made them laugh, it made them crave seafood, and it made them, most importantly, engage and click through. So again, this is just a quick summary of the campaign. We launched it with the industry just about a year ago, and then our first major effort was with HEB in January. We've done efforts with Hy-Vee, Weiss. Harris Teeter is active right now, and then we'll be in all 1,400 Publix stores during National Seafood Month, starting in October. And then we're partnering with Jason and his team again to make an even bigger and better effort in January 2025. And we're talking to a large number of retailers about campaigns for 2025. And you can see some of them here, and some major chains like Albertsons, who has 2,300 stores, and others. We're actively in discussions right now. So just a quick snapshot on the results. So in 2024, 2,600 stores will participate with Fall in Love with Seafood at retail. The campaign itself will be seen over 60 million times. And for the first half for H-E-B and Weiss, where we have results, we have delivered an average $4 ROI. And that means that for every dollar that we invested in marketing, we brought back $4 in incremental seafood sales. So we've seen some great response, and also the click-through rate. So again, how many people are clicking through? The average for the industry is about 1.5%, and our campaign is driving a 3.5% click-through rate. So that means, again, people are engaging. Over 175,000 of them are engaging with us. And what was really a little surprising, but a very good thing, is that over a third of those engagements, the people who are liking and sharing and clicking on our advertising, they're 18 to 34. So even though we're targeting 25 to 54, we're getting that younger segment. And so I think the campaign and the cheekiness is breaking through. When you think about consumers, they see 10,000 ads a day. And so we have to figure out a way to get their attention. And I think we're starting to do that. And so, the way that we're doing that is not only having really breakthrough creative with sassy headlines and beautiful imagery, but also making sure we're reaching them throughout their day. So we're using all kinds of media to make sure that from when they wake up, when they go to bed, they're going to see this messaging. So whether it's influencers, we have trade PR, website, we're doing out of home, and then using all the digital tools like Chicory and Ibotta and Neptune. And these are all tools that reach the consumer where they are. And again, they've chosen to go to a recipe website and look up salmon recipe. Our ad is going to show up in that salmon recipe, and it will have a salmon image, and they can click and buy salmon. So we're really trying to integrate our messaging into their life, take them down that purchase path. Just here's a couple of examples. So we've got a number of influencers that we've been using. These three women have collectively over 1.2 million followers. Valentine Thomas on the far right there, she is known as the Spearfisherwoman. Some of you may know her. She's a seafood sustainability influencer, and she has about, again, 500,000 followers, and she's been a great supporter of SNP. And when she puts a video out there and we have her do something with H-E-B, we get tremendous response. We get over 1,000 people liking and sharing her posts. And so it's really important to get that third party who has a big following talking about seafood. Facebook, YouTube, you can see examples of how we customize these for H-E-B or for Weiss. More examples, Neptune, which will actually feed programmatic digital ads to your device. And so if you're living in Texas and you eat seafood, we're going to find where you're consuming your media and put ads there. And we've got lots of things we've been doing with online and email, and Chicory, again, is the recipe integration. And then we're leveraging the tools of our retail partners. So Weiss and Harris Teeter have beautiful magazines that they share with their consumers. And so here's an example of a spread that Weiss did in their Healthy Bites magazine, featuring one of our partners, Sea Cuisine, and then featuring 2 recipes for seafood. And they also put us on the cover, and they actually put a full page in there about the benefits of seafood. And then Harris Teeter, again, they're promoting us in their Discovery magazine. And then partnering with dietitians is a really important thing. One, it is really underscoring the nutritional benefits of seafood. And 2, these dietitians get out there in the marketplace. They have relationships with the local media. And so the Hy-Vee and the Weiss dietitians do regular segments on local television. So when we partnered with them, they went on and talked about falling in love with seafood. They wore the Fall in Love with Seafood aprons, and they really communicated the nutritional benefits. And then in these cases, they showed how easy it was to prepare right there on air. So as we move forward, we want to do more with the retail dietitians. We did cooking classes with the Weiss retail dietitians, and we did a seafood challenge with, that's the Weiss dietitians. I'm sorry, that's a Hy-Vee dietitians. But I think that, you know, again, anything we can do to partner with the dietitians to get the message out there will really help underscore the nutritional benefits. And also, they're hearing it from someone they know and trust. And then digital out of home, we're actually going to have digital billboards running as part of the Publix campaign in Florida. So again, keeping seafood top of mind throughout your day, you're commuting to work or you're going to the store, you're going to see these signs and hopefully say, oh, that's what I want tonight for dinner. So that's a quick update on the Fall in Love with Seafood campaign. And I would open it up for any questions.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for the presentation. My name is Camila. I'm with the Marine Stewardship Council. I was really impressed by that $4 ROI. And I think my question is really around how you quantify that incremental seafood sale. We do a lot of marketing campaigns with our partners as well, and that's always one of the hardships of how do we actually demonstrate awareness converting into purchase. And I would love to hear your take on that.
Yeah, and it really is the partnership with the retailer. Depending on the retailer, with HEB, we were working very closely with their internal digital marketing team. All of the media that we put out there to support the campaign drove to this landing page. So we knew exactly how much we spent, how many people went to that landing page, and how many purchased. And so working with HEB, they were able to share with us those results. In other cases, like with Weiss, they actually shared their Circana data. And we did, again, the pre and the post, and we looked at incremental sales. So it depends on the retailer, but we've really been trying to work with them to isolate what has happened during the campaign. Sure.